Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of ESTV. At any time, you can pause this video. We're going to ask you to do that a couple times during the video to write a few things down in your notebook. So please make sure you have your notebook ready, and here we go. Today's episode is all about density. You've probably heard of density before. It's a pretty simple concept, but it will be very important for us to understand things in our kitchen at home, a lot of things about weather, a lot of things about earthquakes and volcanoes and the structure of the earth. So many things depend upon understanding density. We begin with a quick review of our mass. We know we can use this triple beam balance to figure out the mass of any object at all. This is a different type of balance. It truly is a balance. You see, it has two pans that go up and down kind of like a seesaw. So we can place objects on each pan and see just by looking how much mass each one has. Let's take this model of a dinosaur, this model of a dinosaur, and probably no one is surprised that they balance. They have the same mass. We can see they're just about the same size. When we think about mass, we know the definition is the amount of matter in an object. Let's think of it about the molecules. Everything is made of molecules, and think of the mass like adding up the molecules. We can say these probably have just about the same number of molecules in them. Let's move them. How about another model of a dinosaur on this side, and another model of a dinosaur? Probably none of you are surprised that they don't balance anymore. This one clearly has more mass. It's bigger, therefore it's got more molecules there. How about two more? This big giant object here, and this much smaller object. Let's see what happens. Well, at first I was surprised also, but let's figure out what just happened. Clearly, this object must have more molecules in there, even though it's smaller. This styrofoam has fewer molecules, and the molecules are really spread far apart. So think of this one with the molecules packed very tightly together, and this one with the molecules spread very far apart. As you recall from your previous days of learning, that's what density is. Density is a measure of the packing of molecules in a substance. This one must be more dense, and this one is less dense. Please stop the tape now. When you're done copying this into your notebook, you'll start the tape back up again. But please pause now and copy this into your notebook. We'd also like to have another diagram of what you see here in your notebook, so we can visualize the packing of molecules in something more dense and in something less dense. So we can think of the less dense being like this styrofoam, where the molecules are really spread apart. And the more dense being like this cube, where the molecules are really packed together. Once again, please stop the video, pause it, copy this into your notebook. It's not necessary to count the exact number of molecules. Just please clearly show that one is more dense and one is less dense. By the way, this is a great time to have different colored markers to make cool molecule diagrams like this one. When you're done copying this over, start the video again. So our quick lesson on density today. We understand again, it's not just for styrofoam blocks and for metal cubes. This will help us explain a lot of things in earth science once we understand this simple concept of density. You have another great video coming up this week from Mr. Lambert about an experiment you can do in your kitchen. So that's our density lesson. You'll be done and you can shut this down when you have copied this one final thing into your notebook. Have a great day, everybody.